To Boxing Beats and Rams video, and he was talking about, popularity, Wilder's popularity, Joshua's popularity. He was just saying American popularity in boxing, is it really what we think it is over here? And he had some great points, man. He was saying that, you know, is what pay-per-view star do we really have over here? And to be honest, like the last American pay-per-view star we know is Floyd Mayweather, right? And no one is doing numbers even close to what Mayweather did. Now, this was Deontay Wilder's first pay-per-view. I don't know what the numbers, what the raw numbers are. Some people say 300,000. Some people say 400,000. Okay, fine. But do we really have a pay-per-view star, American-born pay-per-view star? And I would have to say no, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Terrence Crawford is not a pay-per-view star. Earl Spence, what's up, man? Earl Spence is not a pay-per-view star. Keith Thurman, no. Danny Garcia, no. Wilder is not a pay-per-view star. We don't have any pay-per-view stars over here that that warrants that everybody have to come over here and fight. Because first of all, boxing is it's a hobby type sport over here in America. Boxing is really a hobby type sport in America. We don't have football, basketball are king over here, and we got baseball, we got hockey, and we got all these other sports. And boxing is really like last on the list. Just about UFC is ahead of boxing over here. You know what I'm saying? So what is the problem with Wilder going to the UK? Now, it's a lot of people saying that the money over here is more than what you can make in the UK. I don't really know that for sure, because Mayweather can say that, Floyd Mayweather can say that, but no other fighter can say that. No other fighter can say, well, I'm going to make more money. Wilder's going to make more money fighting Joshua over here than over in America. Than over in the UK. You know what I'm saying? Because of Las Vegas and, the casinos and all that stuff. And like I said, if the money up front that these fighters are going to get, because these fighters are going to be guaranteed money up front. Now, the pay-per-view is going to be what it is. You know what I'm saying? The pay-per-view is like the icing on the cake. When they negotiate, they're going to negotiate money up front. And what I say is this: if the money up front that you're going to negotiate and say, okay, you can fight over here in Vegas, in 20,000 seat, venue versus 90 to 100,000 soccer field or whatever they fight at in Wembley Stadium over there in the UK. And I'm pretty sure that the ticket prices are going to rise for a fight like this in the UK. Can Joshua and Wilder fill that stadium up? Of course, because Joshua fills the stadium up when I believe he fought Carlos Takam and he filled the stadium up. So yes, the stadium is going to be filled, because you're going to have the atmosphere of you're going to have an undisputed concept that whoever wins this fight going to be undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, and you're going to have the US versus the UK. So that's going to be monumental. And he made a good point. Tyson went over to the UK and fought Bruno. Other fighters, heavyweight fighters, went over to the UK and fought. And recently, we had some of the smaller weight classes guys go over there and fought. A little bit, not couple years back, about 5 or 6, almost 10 years back. I remember Bradley went over there and fought. And a junior was his name, Junior Witter. And recently we had We had Crawford go over there, and we had Earl Spence go over there and fight. So to say that, it wasn't a pay-per-view or nothing like that on the line, but I'm saying he had made some good points. How much bigger is Adrian Broner over here than Anthony Joshua? People know Adrian Broner more for his exploits outside of boxing. Now, it's going to be more people over here that's going to know Adrian Broner because he lives here. Joshua doesn't live over here. Now, Joshua is probably more of a worldwide commodity, known. Not saying America he's more popular. I'm just saying worldwide he's probably more known than a lot of boxers over here. You know what I'm saying? So to say that you have to come over here to make a lot of money, as far as heavyweights, now what people don't, what we all have to recognize is we haven't had a dominant heavyweight. No, Wilder is a dominant heavyweight now, but before Wilder, America didn't have a dominant heavyweight for like 10 years, a long time. So as far as heavyweights is concerned, we can't say over here that Joshua and Wilder gonna make more money over here. We can't say that Fury isn't a star here. No. Fury isn't. No, I'm not saying Fury is a star here. No. Boston Beats and Rounds was making the case that how do we know that? Well, he was making a case that over here, how many really boxing pay-per-view stars do we have over here, excluding Mayweather? That's not named Mayweather, and he made a good case. Do we really think if we put over here in America, if we put Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence, is that gonna be is that gonna make a million? Is that gonna have a million buys? I don't think so. I don't think Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence are gonna have a million buys. The only way any fighter over here is gonna make a lot of money, one of them got to fight Canelo. I mean, gonna have a lot of pay-per-view buys. One of them got to fight Canelo. No American born, excluding Floyd Mayweather, is going to sell over 1 million buys. I don't see it happening. Not right now, because we can say that they are stars, but are they pay-per-view stars? That's what Boston Beats and Rhymes is trying to say. Do we have any pay-per-view stars over here? And I would have to say no. Because when Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence was talking about putting on pay-per-view, Lana said that fight is not pay-per-view worthy. I was one of them that said it's not pay-per-view worthy because nobody knows them. Nobody knows Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford outside of Nebraska and Texas. Let's be real. Let's take away the emotions from all of it, and let's just go to logic. Logic is Keith Thurman is not a pay-per-view star. I mean, he never fought on pay-per-view, but I bet you if Keith Thurman fought anybody at welterweight, they're not going to do 1 million buys. If Crawford fight anybody at welterweight, it's not going to do 1 million buys. If Adrian Broner fight anybody at welterweight, excluding now him and Manny Pacquiao, they have a chance to do. I believe they probably have a chance to do 300, something like that. But is it going to do 1 million? I don't think so. What's up, man? What's up, Hyplotype? I'm just talking about what Boston Beats and Rams, he discussed. Do America have pay-per-view stars, excluding Floyd Mayweather? And a lot of it is on the coattails of Floyd Mayweather. None of these guys have established themselves as pay-per-view stars. Not one of these guys. Wilder and them, I don't know what the raw numbers is. What is it? 300,000. Anybody know what the pay-per-view for Wilder and Fury was? Is it 300,000? Some people saying 350. Some people saying 4. I don't know what it is, because if it was really great numbers, we'll be hearing about it right now. 325. Okay, that's good. You know what I'm saying? But that's not Mayweather level. That's not Mayweather type level. I believe Mayweather and Berto did more than that. Didn't Mayweather and Berto do more than that? So it's not up to. I'm not saying that they have to be Mayweather level. What I'm trying to say is there are no pay-per-view stars in America right now. Now, we have had past pay-per-view stars like Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, I can't say Manny Pacquiao because he's from the Philippines, Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson. We have had those guys with pay-per-view stars, but since the retirement or the whatever retirement or whatever Mayweather is doing, none of these guys have established themselves because a lot of these guys were standing in the background watching Mayweather do his thing instead of coming out doing their thing. Instead of, like, to me, Deontay Wilder should have been blew up. Like, it should have took Deontay Wilder this long to blow up. Deontay Wilder was knocking people out when Deontay Wilder been knocking people out since what? Since he turned pro, but he really got on the scene like about what? 5 years ago? And Deontay Wilder just not having his first pay-per-view fight. Wilder, Crawford, Spence will all be pay-per-view stars. No, Hyplotype. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why it's too late for all of them. I'm gonna tell you why it's too late for them to be pay-per-view stars. Terrence Crawford is already 32 years old. Where is Terrence Crawford, Oscar De La Hoya? Now, because the reason why I said that is, oh yeah, I finished reading it. If they fight, if the fights get made, now, you know this, right? Hypnotype. You know that the dynamic of a pay-per-view star being born in America, you got to have things that are working in your favor. You have to have a racial component. I ain't talking about good or bad. I'm just saying you got to have like a Hispanic great fighter versus a black fighter, and that's how that black fighter can be a pay-per-view star. That's how that Hispanic fighter can be a pay-per-view star. But Oscar De La Hoya made Floyd Mayweather a pay-per-view star. Mayweather had the luxury of fighting the Golden Boy. Manny Pacquiao had the luxury of fighting the Golden Boy. If you really sit back and look at it, both of those guys' careers took off after they fought Oscar De La Hoya. Where is Oscar De La Hoya right now? You know, the equivalent to Oscar De La Hoya is Canelo. Now, if Spence fight Canelo, is like say for instance Spence beat Crawford and he probably throw in there he beats a Keith Thurman, and then he call out Canelo, then that might generate a pay-per-view star. But Crawford, he would have to move up and fight Canelo. Crawford beating Spence is not going to make Crawford a pay-per-view star. Spence beating Crawford is not going to make him a pay-per-view star. It's just not going to happen. It really is not going to happen like that because of the dynamics of the Olympics. Now, back in the day when the Olympics really meant something, the Olympics catapulted you to become a star and a much more known person because you were all over TV. You was plastered on, and you know what I'm saying, you had endorsements and stuff like that. But the Olympics don't mean anything like they used to mean back in the day. So now you're gonna have to have some type of electricity to become a pay-per-view star. And now one of them guys could have been a pay-per-view star if Floyd Mayweather would have fought him. If he'd have did the right thing and rightfully passed the torch in the ring, one of them guys could have been a pay-per-view star. Like say for instance, if he'd have fought a Keith Thurman and Keith Thurman beat Mayweather, Keith Thurman could have possibly been a pay-per-view star. Or if he would have fought, well, he wasn't gonna fight Crawford because Crawford wasn't up there yet. If he would have fought somebody like Earl Spence or somebody like that, or Eddie Garcia, those guys could have been a pay-per-view star. But Floyd Mayweather didn't do that because Floyd Mayweather wanted to keep all the shine for himself. See, and Adrian Broner had a chance, but Adrian Broner, he stopped winning in the ring, and he became more of a clown than a fighter. He became more of a character of himself. You know what I'm saying? But he had a chance, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, Adrian Broner had a window where he could have been a pay-per-view star. Because when he was winning at them lower weight classes, guess what people were saying? People was, Olympus never made you pay. No. I ain't saying Olympus made you pay-per-view. Olympus gave you a nice catapult to superstardom quicker when you won the Olympics. That's what the Olympics did for you. Because the Olympics gave you a quick fast track as becoming a champion in whatever weight division you won Olympics in. That's what the Olympics did to you. And the Olympics gave you sponsors and put big people behind you. You can't dispute that, Hype Low. That's what the Olympics did. Now, you have to do other things to become a pay-per-view star, but at least it gave you a nice shot in the arm. That's what the Olympics did for you. Because it did the same thing for Sugar Ray Leonard. Now, it didn't do it for Tyson because Tyson didn't win. He didn't medal. But what happened with Tyson was he had a great campaign behind him. That's what Tyson had behind him. He had a great campaign behind him. And they, set up his opponents, the right opponents, for him to get all those knockouts. And Tyson became the next big thing. I remember Tyson had was that a Coca-Cola commercial Tyson had? But the UK guys would never be pay-per-view stars because of the zone. So what's the problem? America actually have the potential to but the zone fighters. I don't know because the zone is a new thing. Now we don't know what the zone is capable of because the zone is new now. Let's get the zone a chance to make their mark because in the next 2-3 years the zone can probably take off. We don't know. So I'm not gonna sit up here and say the zone can't do it because like Eddie Hearn said, the Zone is a streaming app, and a lot of things are going to stream. See, we in a new age of a generation of kids that are streaming everything, and we don't know what we don't know what the Zone have in mind. Now, the Zone does have the pay-per-view, the pay-per-view king over here, and that's Canelo. That's who the Zone has. Now you can't dispute that the Zone don't have a pay-per-view star. They have a pay-per-view star and a proven pay-per-view star with Canelo. Look, yeah. I know they're not a pay-per-view. They're not a pay-per-view entity, but I'm gonna tell you right now, they're gonna attract a lot of people to that the Zone via Canelo. Trust me, they're gonna have a lot of people because after Canelo fight Rocky filled it. Do you understand the difference between and yeah, I know. I understand the difference between an app and a pay-per-view. I understand. But I'm saying this. The Zone, the Zone is an app and pay-per-view is pay-per-view. But the Zone are going to attract a lot of people to that app. Trust me. In the next 2 or 3 years, that app is going to be more than $5. That app is going to go up to $20, $20, $25, $30. Watch. Because of Canelo. Because of the if I think I know what De La Hoya is going to do with hold on. If I'm thinking about what De La Hoya is going to do with Canelo, the Zone is gonna start making a lot of money off of Canelo. They didn't put all that money into Canelo not to make some money back. So we'll see. But Canelo is excluded because he's not American born. I'm talking about American born fighters. What American born fighters we have over here that are pay-per-view stars? We don't have any. And like I said, if Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight, how many pay-per-views you think that's going to do, Hype Low? Like if they announce that they're going to fight in May, how many pay-per-views you think that's going to do? I can tell you right now it's going to do under 500,000. It's not going to even reach 500,000 because nobody knows them. Nobody knows them because they're not being properly promoted. Yeah, Broner versus Manny Pacquiao should be free. You think Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence gonna do 400 to 500,000? I don't think so, man. Nobody knows them. I like Terrence Crawford. I think Terrence Crawford is the best fighter in the world, but don't nobody know Terrence Crawford. And Terrence Crawford is already 31 years old, and nobody knows him. I mean, people know him that are hardcore boxing fans. But when you talking about selling and having a successful pay-per-view, you have to get casual fans. Casual fans is what makes the pay-per-view shoot up past 500,000, on to 1 million, on to 2 million. That's why Manny Pacquiao and Floyd shot up so high. That's why Floyd and De La Hoya shot up so far. Floyd and Canelo shot up so high. Because of the fact that a lot of casuals were interested. It's not that many. Man, I can go out and ask people, do they know certain fighters? Man, they ain't gonna even know them, man. They not gonna know them. Boxing is a hobby in America. It's a hobby sport. It's not even worthy of being in the top 5 of sports in America. It's not at that place anymore. Boxing has totally fell off the map. People know Floyd Mayweather. People know Manny Pacquiao. I don't know what the Zone got in stored. I will have to see. You know what I'm saying? We have to see. I could tell you. I could tell you this right now, Hype Low. If the zone put on the fights that people want to see, then the zone gonna be successful. Because wherever the fights are that people want to see, that's what people gonna gravitate to. I don't care if it's on the zone, PBC, PBC, Showtime. I don't care what venue is on. Fox. If you put the fight on ESPN, if you put the fight on, people are going to gravitate towards it. If you put the fight on that people want to see, that's all. I mean, we have to see. You know what I'm saying? I'm not for none of these. I'm not. My loyalty is not to none of these entities. Whoever put the fight on that I want to see, that's where I'm gravitating to. That's where I'm gravitating to. You put the fight, Fox. You got the fight that I want to see. Okay, I'm tuning in. ESPN, you got the fight I want to see. I'm tuning in. I brought the DAZN app because they do have they did have some fights on there that I wanted to see. Yeah, I got the DAZN app. I'm not like most people that don't want to buy the DAZN app because they don't like Eddie Hearn, stupid stuff. Stupid little kid, little girl stuff. I don't like Eddie Hearn, so I'm not gonna buy the DAZN app. Eddie Hearn, it has nothing to do with me buying the DAZN app. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you, Hypnotype. Spence versus Crawford does 300K on pay per view, but see, this what I'm talking about. This is my case in point though, Hyplo. Spence and Crawford in the boxing world, they are very very popular amongst hardcores, and they only can do 300,000, and that's like the biggest fight in boxing right now is Crawford versus Spence. I'm talking about American wise. And you just proved it right there. They only gonna do about 300,000. So, and Spence is not a spring chicken either. Spence is 28. When did Mayweather fight De La Hoya? When Mayweather was 30. So Mayweather became a big pay-per-view star when he was 30 years old. Terence Crawford is gonna be 32 pretty soon. Earl Spence gonna be 29 by the time he fight Mikey Garcia. And they still have no, and then that fight is still no closer to happening. That's why we're not gonna get no pay-per-view. And that's another reason why we're not gonna get a pay-per-view star. These guys don't want to fight each other when they supposed to fight each other. Totally missing my point. Send a link and I can explain it to you. I can't send no link on here, man. The link's on here. I cannot send a link on here, man. I cannot send a link on here. But I mean, no. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying that they gonna do 300,000, but the Hypnotype. Do you think the winner of that fight is going to be a pay-per-view star? The winner of Crawford versus Spence, would that make them a pay-per-view star? Beats is a beast with the facts. Yeah. Beats. Yeah, look, because what I'm saying is this. People are so emotional and so amped up about Joshua saying that he wants to fight in Wembley Stadium. Joshua has 3 of the titles. I don't care what you say. Joshua has 3 belts. Of course the fight should be on his soil. That man has 3 titles. Put the fight on his soil. Period. If Wilder had the 3 titles, I'd be saying put the fight on American soil. That man went out and did hard work and got the titles. People act like Joshua got handed the titles. I don't understand people thinking. Y'all know he fought and beat people for those titles. He beat Charles Martin, knocked him out. He beat Joseph Parker, and he knocked out Klitschko for the vacant WBA. So he earned the titles. It's not like these sanctioning bodies gave Joshua the titles. That's how people are talking. Man, all he doing is walking around with Fury titles. Are you serious? So okay, Joshua. So that means all Wilder doing is walking around with Vitaly Klitschko titles because Vitaly Klitschko didn't get beat in the ring. He vacated. Come on, man. How does that make any sense? Any sense whatsoever? The man won the titles in the ring. Period. They were not given to him. He earned them. Fight the man in the UK. Everybody is telling me that Wilder is going to knock out Anthony Joshua easy. If he's going to knock him out easy, he going to knock him out easy on the moon, the sun, the UK. It don't matter where they at. He going to knock him out easy. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Hype Low. I know the zone fighters can't be pay-per-view stars because they fight on the app. I know that. Yeah, Spence and Crawford has a chance, but are they going to be pay-per-view stars? Wilder have a better chance than Spence and Crawford because Wilder has Joshua. He has a great foe in Joshua. Spence and Crawford are not great foes for each other because nobody knows them. People know Joshua. People know Joshua and Wilder because their names are connected, and their name, and when Wilder name is connected to Joshua, it leaks into the UK, and when Joshua name is connected to Wilder, it leaks into the US. Crawford and Spence are okay. Don't they're both good fighters, really good fighters. One of them is a really great is a great fighter, but nobody really knows them. Spence and Crawford has to fight Canelo. If they fight Canelo, they have a chance to be a pay per view star. If they can fight Canelo and beat Canelo, they got a chance to be a pay per view star. They have to fight Canelo. Canelo has, I mean, like I understand Canelo's on the zone, but I'm saying that's the only chance that they had. Now Canelo's on the zone now. Now what other chance they have? I don't see nobody out there that's going to be a good foe for Crawford and Spence to become a pay per view star. I don't think them two by themselves are gonna be able to do it. Joshua has a great resume for Jets. And yeah, another thing, Joshua is only 22 fights in. No, no, I'm not related to 78 Sports TV. No, not related. But Joshua is only 22 fights in. What Joshua has done in 22 fights, man, that's great. It's great what that man has been able to do in 22 fights. Nobody's giving Joshua credit for going out there and getting 3 titles. If you want to count 4 titles, you want to count the IBO, the man got 4 titles. Spence can fight Pac. But Pac, I understand what you're saying about Spence fighting Pacquiao, but Pacquiao is that's done. Pacquiao is done. Now, if let's say if Pacquiao can knock out Broner, and let's just say Pacquiao fights a Keith Thurman or a Crawford and knock out. Let's just say if Pacquiao knock out Broner and then the next fight he fight Crawford, knock out Crawford. Then if Spence beat Pacquiao, he has a chance because then Pacquiao name will be revitalized. But if Pacquiao just beat Broner, don't nobody care about Broner anymore. If he beat Broner, okay, people won't say, okay, he beat Broner. Wilder fights Fury again, it does a million. Yeah, I think if Wilder beat Fury again, fights Fury again, it does a million. Yeah, because that was the best thing that ever happened to Wilder's career, fighting Fury in that outcome. Because casual people are talking about it. You see what I'm saying? Casual people are talking about the Fury Wilder fight. And that's how that's how you get a million buys, when you get casuals. But tell me how many casual people are talking about Crawford and Spence. Not a lot. Not enough for a million buys or 500,000 buys. But I think for sure Beats got a great point, man. America don't have no pay-per-view stars no more to be talking about that all the fights have to happen in America. All the fights don't have to happen in America. No, I already read it, Hyper. I read it. You said Wilder and Wilder fight Fury again, it does a million. Yeah, it does a million. Spence can fight Pac. That is pay per view. That's why Pac is there to make Spence pay per view. Then he can fight Crawford. No Crawford is pay per view. Well, Pacquiao, he wants to fight Floyd Mayweather after Broner. You know that. You know Pacquiao said that after Broner he wants to fight Mayweather. I don't think Pacquiao is looking at Spence and not my fault. Spence, Keith Thurman, and Danny Garcia and those guys. I don't think Pacquiao is looking at them guys. Pacquiao got a tunnel vision. He wants to fight Mayweather. That's what Pacquiao want to do. He don't have his vision on Spence. I haven't said a damn word about Joshua, so I know you're not talking to me. Who? Who are you talking to? Hype Low. I'm talking about Pacquiao and Earl Spence. I'm talking about your other message you had up here. I don't think Pacquiao is looking at Earl Spence like that. I think Pacquiao looking at Mayweather. He want that Mayweather rematch. But I don't think he's gonna get the Mayweather rematch. To be honest with you, I don't think Mayweather gonna fight Pacquiao again. I mean, he may. It all depends. Now, if Pacquiao come out here and destroy and does something to Adrian Broner that nobody has done before, and knock Adrian Broner out in like 5 rounds, maybe it'll generate some discussion that, you know what I'm saying, people want to see Mayweather Pacquiao too. I just think Mayweather and Pacquiao too has run its course. I think they waited too long. They should have had to fight the very next. They should have had to fight 6 months later, or the very next year. They just waited too long, and people are not interested in it anymore. America is the biggest market. Yeah, America is the biggest market. They brought Pacquiao there to feed him to Spence. Do, you know Pacquiao know that, right? You know Pacquiao know that they want him to fight Earl Spence. This look. This is what I think. I don't think Pacquiao want to fight none of them young dudes, because Pacquiao didn't want to fight Crawford. He didn't even want to fight Terence Crawford. So he gonna fight Earl Spence. He gonna fight Keith Thurman them. He's not gonna fight none of those young dudes. Is Pacquiao food for Spence? It all depends on how. I don't know, man. A lot of y'all are high on Earl Spence, man, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Earl Spence, he's one dimensional. He's a one-dimensional fighter, to be honest with you. Earl Spence is he's a one-dimensional fighter. He's a come-forward fighter. That's what he is. If Pacquiao gets in there and kind of turn back the clock a little bit, then Earl Spence going to be in trouble. He's not going to be food for Earl Spence. Earl Spence is, see, I like Earl Spence. I think Earl Spence can fight. But when I project who can Earl Spence beat, who I think is elite, then that's a different story. Terence Crawford is going to take Earl Spence apart. Like, I'm telling you right now, Terence Crawford is going to take Earl Spence apart. He may even stop Earl Spence. One thing about Terence Crawford is Terence Crawford can fight coming forward. Terence Crawford can win a fight on his back foot. If Terence Crawford want to win a fight on his back foot, guess what? He can do that. I don't see that in Earl Spence. Earl Spence's best chance to win fights is to come forward. He's not about to win a top level against a top level opponent on his back foot. When Keith Thurman is right, Keith Thurman can win a fight on his back foot and going forward. See, these are versatile fighters I'm talking about. Earl Spence is not versatile. He's an Antonio Margarito, a little bit more athletic Antonio Margarito. You can say what you want to say. You know how both of their styles are just about the same. They both have the same philosophy. Go for it, break your man down to the body. What do Antonio Margarito used to do? Break his man down to the body, go for it, and take a lot of shots. Now, I don't know if Earl Spence has the chin that Antonio Margarito had. We will find out. But I don't know if he got the chin that Antonio Margarito has. But they both have the same DNA the way they box. The same DNA. And go listen to some of Earl Spence interviews. He said one of his first trainers was a Mexican trainer. He taught him how to fight Mexican style. And he does. He fights. I'm not going to say he fights Mexican style. I ain't going to say that's Mexican style. It's to do that because it's a lot of skilled Mexican fighters. A lot of them. So let me change that up. He taught him how to fight in a quote-unquote Mexican style, what people think is Mexican style. And that's coming forward, front foot heavy. Breaking you down to the body. Spence beats everybody, man. No. Spence doesn't beat everybody. And then a lot of people are so hyped about Earl Spence fighting Canelo. He's not going to beat Canelo Alvarez, ladies and gentlemen. He's not going to beat Canelo Alvarez. Let me say this again. He's not going to beat a Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez, they're both the same age. Canelo Alvarez has so much experience on him, it's not even funny. Canelo Alvarez have been in the ring with the who's who of boxing. The who's who of boxing. Floyd Mayweather, Laura, Cotto, Golovkin twice. He's been in the ring with the who's who of boxing. He is not going to beat Canelo. You say a prime GGG beats a prime Canelo? Nah, let's get on this. Swaggy D, do you have Spence beating Canelo? Going up to 160 beating Canelo? And do you have your money on that? Spence beating Canelo? Okay. Okay, but you said Spence beats everybody. I'm trying to be realistic, and I'm saying at 160 because Earl Spence can definitely fight at 160. Oh, at 147? No, he's not gonna beat Terrence Crawford at 147. Do you think Spence can beat Jarrett Hurd at 154? What do people see in Earl Spence? He's a strong fighter. Yeah. See, Earl Spence is a strong fighter, but like I say, I keep telling people, see, you have to really know how to. I'm not saying y'all don't, but you really got to know how to break down styles, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been around boxing gyms and all that. I've been around a lot of different style type fighters, and I've seen a lot of style fighters. And one thing, when you at the top level, and Crawford and Earl Spence are at the top level. When you at the top level, then you have to look at both of the fighters. You got to say to yourself, who can do more versatile things, and who does things great. How many great things do these fighters do? And when you look at Earl Spence, the only great thing he does, he's a great guy. He's a great body puncher. Great body puncher. I'm not taking it away from him. Do you know how to take away the body punching from a top level fighter? Have y'all ever seen Pernell Whitaker versus Chavez Sr.? Chavez Sr. was a great body puncher. Could not find, and I mean could not find, Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker's body. You know why? Because he was giving him angles, ladies and gentlemen. Boxing is about angles. It's not about coming in the front door. It's about angles. See, Earl Spence can come in the front door against certain fighters. That's why people got different. That's why styles make fights. Yeah, he can come in the front door against certain fighters. Against a Terrence Crawford will be giving him so many angles. As long as Terrence Crawford stay off the ropes and keep the fight largely in the center of the ring, he's going to outbox Earl Spence. And it's going to be relatively easy. Watch. Chavez Sr. was a great boxer. He was a great body puncher. Could not find Pernell Whitaker's body. He had little moments here and there, but they were like little moments. They didn't turn into big moments because top defense too. Terrence Crawford has defense. The man has top level defense. If Terrence Crawford want to make a fight look uneventful, he can do that. Yeah, you can get a edge to Spence. I respect your opinion. But what I'm saying is this. If Terrence Crawford want to make a fight look ugly, he can do that. He can fight you off his back foot and make you look silly. Y'all know Terrence Crawford got longer arms than Earl Spence, right? Y'all know he actually got longer arms than Earl Spence. Like he's actually longer with the arm reach. So that makes his jab even works better for him when he's fighting off the back foot. See, you have to understand the logistics of boxing, man. You can't just come in here with just slogans, you know, and that type of stuff. No, you actually got to know how a fighter can transition from offense to defense. Crawford is a natural one. Is Crawford a natural 140 pounder? He may be. He may be. But see, Floyd Mayweather is a natural 140 pounder in my book, but What makes Floyd Mayweather able to fight and beat bigger guys is because he's versatile. He can do different things. Terence Crawford can do different things. That's why he can move up in weight and still be successful, because he's versatile. You have to be versatile in order to move up and fight these bigger guys, because you got to be able to handle these bigger guys. And I'm gonna tell you this: Errol Spence is not versatile enough to go up and beat a Canelo at 160 in my book. He cannot beat Canelo Alvarez trying to walk Canelo Alvarez down. You know how I know? Because Canelo Alvarez has already seen that in Triple G. He's already seen that Triple G is much more powerful than Errol Spence. He's already seen that story before. That's why I told y'all, he has so much experience that he's going to stop Spence at 160. He's going to stop Spence at one. Like, I'm saying it again. He's going to, if Errol Spence thinks he's going to go up and beat Canelo at 160, he got another thing coming. Canelo is a crazy counterpuncher. Canelo has hand speed in combination, and Canelo goes to the body himself. And he's not going to go up there and be able to walk Canelo down. And he doesn't box good enough to beat Canelo off the back foot. He just doesn't. Terence Crawford got a better chance to go up to 160 and beating Canelo than Errol Spence, if you know anything about boxing. If you know anything about boxing, Terence Crawford got a better chance of going up beating Canelo at 160 than Errol Spence. But, you know, I know y'all enamored. Y'all look at the fact that that Errol Spence is stopping everybody. Y'all think he gonna stop everybody, but you're not going to stop everybody. And not at the highest level. Those stops, they stop. The knockouts stop when you get to the highest level. They just stop. Because now you're fighting guys that understand angles. Boxing is about angles, ladies and gentlemen. Angles. But let me get out of here, man. I gotta go up here and finish looking at my basketball game. Hey, y'all, thanks for coming through, all y'all, man. Good discussion, man. Thanks for coming through. And who do I have? I know somebody asked me who do I have, Rocky Fielding or Canelo. I got Canelo. I don't know nothing about Rocky Fielding. I don't know anything about Rocky Fielding, man. Nothing. Zero, zilch. Canelo should beat him.